morning and welcome to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 162. We're going to be talking about the Sunday night and Monday night football games. They're kind of snooze fest. And then we have the fantasy results with the power rankings in the NFL. Can the Denver Broncos crack the top 5 as Mr. Tim Cook might not want to talk about it? And then we move on to college football as we talk about the top 10 ranking. And this flag behind me, I got to go on a little bit of a rant. And then there's other news of James Franklin getting a new job. And is Lane Kiffin going to get a new job as well? We'll find out as well. So let's get it started.
Yeah. I was going to do a vertical jump there. Thank you, Socks.
Travel been to Indiana. And did Cover 2 Cook get you a good hotel?
Indiana? No, I'm in Louisiana. I'm here for Mardi Gras.
I know that this might be hard, but I don't know how much you remember Friday night since we left you damn near when you fell asleep.
I got my belly full, man. I was like, I warm covers and warm. I was like, I could go to sleep right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jack Dorsey.
Final answer?
Yes. All right.
This is going to be a long fucking day.
Welcome back to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 162. I'm here with Anthony and Tim, and we have a lot to talk about. We'll start with our Sunday night football recap. Tim, why don't you take us through what happened during this game?
For Detroit, I know he's got the play calling back, Dan Campbell. Going for it on fourth down way too many times. I'm telling you right now, I know it's going to ruin football down the road. I'm telling you this right now. They are going to analytic. 0 for 5 on fourth down. You kick a couple of them field goals, and you're within striking distance. You're within one score. He's going for it on fourth down way too. And I'm tired of hearing, well, that's our MO. No. You're going to screw yourself and the fans by not doing it. I'm thinking to myself, he keeps doing this. They're not going to win. And I says, he could have won the NFC Championship 2 years ago if he just would have kicked one field goal. So I don't like it fourth down. Poor play calling. On third down, you run it up the gut. You run it up on fourth down, up the gut on one of them. Come on, man. It's just too much. Another thing, Amari St. Brown, a lot of drops so far this year. Yeah. He's on pace for like 12 drops, which would be a career high. And these are easy throws. He's got to start catching the ball a little bit better. If you have Amari St. Brown on your fantasy, you're probably not very happy right now. For the Eagles, their defense is really good. I'm telling you right now, they're really good. If you could slow that offensive down to 9 points, 6 points, whatever they had, not very good. That Jalen Phillips, boy, that was a hell of a pickup. Yeah. I'll bet you that, and they got him for a third-round pick. What did they have to give up for Micah Parsons in Green Bay?
2 first-rounders?
Yeah, boy. It looks like Howie Roseman might be a little bit smarter or a little bit more than the guy in Green Bay. I don't know. Their offense is doing – I think their offense reminds me of the Denver's offense, doing just enough to win. Don't get yourself too cute. Hurts, just do what you need to do. But I think that the biggest one, too, also, that right tackle, Lane Johnson, going out with a foot injury, that is key because he is the kind of the anchor that holds that offensive line together. It should be interesting coming. Next week, they got Dallas. I don't think they should have any problems with Dallas. But that's the biggest takeaway is going for it on fourth down. Start kicking field goals, buddy. Start kicking field goals. I'm sorry. Too analytic.
Well, I was going to say before you said it is that's notorious for him. That's what he'll typically do. So, yeah, I would say that's his MO. But if you're saying the Eagles' defense is super strong, then, yeah, you probably should have gone with a different analytic. But anyway, Anthony, what were your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, we wanted to blame the offense on the offensive coordinator. They're not going. They're not doing things. It's just Jahmyr Gibbs. Where was he? I mean, he's such a stud in the NFL that it's like, why are you not using him more as well?
But they did, Anthony, not to interrupt you, but they are. I mean, what do you have, 100 yards receiving? But they weren't using them in the running attack.
Agree, and that's where I think the two-back works if it works. If it doesn't, then you need to go say there's one running back. And that's where I still think if the running game isn't going for them, then Jared Goff gets pressured way too hard. I do think the Eagles' defense is, and you were talking about the GM, the GM is the best GM in the NFL. He has made way too many great acquisitions with either Saquon Barkley to A.J. Brown back in the day to now Jalen Phillips. It always just seems like a guy that maybe on the end of his road just gets a new spark. Even Zach Braun or whatever, the middle linebacker.
Jalen Carter.
Yes.
You've got Nolan Smith. He got great in the draft as well.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. The Eagles defense batted 5 balls. That's huge as well. That just shows that the defensive line's coming after you. But I do have a big question mark on that offense. I know you're saying they're only doing what they need to do, but they haven't scored a lot of points in these past 2 weeks. They went against a Green Bay defense that people were like, oh, yeah, they're good. And then you went against the Lions defense and you're like, oh, they're good. What if it's the offense of the Eagles?
Right.
And maybe it's the A.J. Brown situation, and maybe it's this other blah, blah, blah. But that offense is going to have to pick it up as the playoffs get closer because they relied on that offense, even in that Super Bowl, to all throughout that run. So, yeah, it was a good win by the Eagles. I definitely think they deserve it. I think the Lions on the other side, they're just so inconsistent, and we talk about this. They have a couple good weeks, and then they just have a poop on the field. They have to be better if they're going to win this division because the Chicago Bears are now the Kings right now in the NFC North. So I don't know how long they'll last there, but Detroit's got to step it up, and Green Bay's going to have to step it up because the Vikings are awful.
Yeah, no doubt. It's definitely just shocking to hear you say that.
Yeah. I don't say anything bad about the Vikings, but they're awful.
All right, well, let's move on into Monday night. Anthony, why don't you recap the Raiders versus Cowboys?
Yeah, I want to take a step back. Do you remember week 1 when the Raiders beat the Patriots? And everyone's like, uh-oh, Pete Carroll. And he might, and Genty, it might have worked out really well for them. Yeah, well, it's a long time since week 1. Monday night went awful for the Raiders. Geno, it's not working there. It's just not. Okay, can we just... Brock Bowers, he can only do so much. You need more of an asset. If you're going to draft a running back in the first round, or if you're going to draft or go after a running back, you already have to have a foundation of a team. You can't build a team around a running back. Think about all of the players. Saquon Barkley, to CMC, all these players. Bijan Robinson, one of the best running backs in the league. He's playing for a shitty team. They're still shitty. But guess what? If Bijan went to another team that already has a foundation, holy cow, what you would see. On the other side of this, the Cowboys, they will always have my attention as long as that offense looks the way it does. When Dak Prescott's got time to throw the ball, he's got George Pickens, he's got Ferguson, he's got CeeDee Lamb. He's got all these options, and he can utilize every one of them. They looked good on offense. But the biggest story, and I don't want to really write into it, was the defense of the Cowboys. Right up the middle, getting after the quarterback. I think they had a couple sacks as well. They'll have a test because they have the Eagles next week. Yeah. They have the Chiefs the following week. And then guess what? They play Detroit Lions. So the next 3 weeks determine how this Cowboys is it. Are they for real? Or is it just they played a bad Raiders team? Good win by them. CD, I would love to have a little bit more. One little thing right here, I kind of forgot about this. CD and George Pickens were not on the opening drive.
I was wondering if you were going to say that.
And so there's a little questioning of why they weren't. Probably because they were just jacking around at practice. I hope they weren't jacking off at practice, but messing around at practice, that's what I think they got benched. But otherwise, there hasn't been any reports of why they were benched. So that was kind of interesting, but good win by the Cowboys.
Yeah, most definitely. It sounds like they have a tough schedule ahead of them. So whatever fun that they had, they better make sure it's serious going forward. They got some serious teams up ahead. Tim, what did you feel about this game?
I'm going to piggyback on what you just said too, Anthony. They said it was a coach's decision.
Yeah.
Schottenheimer said after the game it was a coach's decision why they benched, and they only benched him for a series.
Yep.
So I mean, it wasn't that big of a, but I think he wanted to prove a message. This is my team. I don't give a shit who you are. If you're Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, or George Pickens, I don't show any favoritism to my star players. I'll sit you down. Now it was only for a series. I mean, it isn't like he set him for a half. It wasn't like the college football. But yeah, I think that was a big. I think he tried to send a message. The defense, Quentin Williams, boy, that trade that they made, that got a nice little. He had a sack and a half for the Raiders. I think you got to clean house, Anthony. I think he's got to go. Carroll's got to go. the HE's got to go, or the OC, Chip Kelly, and the quarterback goes. Quarterback, if you release Geno Smith next year during the offseason, it's only going to cost you $8 million. That's cheap. Get rid of it. Go with, because he's not the guy. He's not the guy. I'm sorry. He's too wild. Chip Kelly's getting paid $6 million to be the OC there. Yeah, I think they're just soaking up the money. You have too much talent there to let it waste. You got Bowers, you got Genty, you've got Max Crosby. You've got way too much talent there to mess this up. I think they all got to go. It's just there's just too much there, and start over. I think they need to go with a younger mind in there, because I think the older minds, it's not. They're using the old kind of offense. I think they need to go something fresh, something new. Get a younger mind in there. Maybe even a Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, but you're saying year one. This is,
yep. I think this is over his head. I think this is way over his head.
And 1 second,
I think it's too fat. He's done.
You named 3 players that they have.
Yeah.
You named 3. And you named a defensive player and 2 offensive players. That's 22 players that are on a field at one point, and you named 3. They need a lot more help. It's not coaching. And yes, Chip Kelly for sure. I definitely agree with that one. I don't know why he looked good at Ohio State and they thought it was going to run here.
Well, Anthony, you're going to look good at Ohio State when you got Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Junkins, Henderson, and Will Howard.
Yeah.
Hell, you could coach that team, and that's a no-brainer. I mean, he looked good there because he had all that. He had NFL talent on his team on the offense.
Well, and 1 second, he looked good except for Michigan. Couldn't beat Michigan though. But I don't think you clear house on this one. I think for sure you went and got a running back too early in the draft. Do I think he's a great running back? Yes, but you need an offensive line to have a good running back. Like, you don't have that. You don't have, outside of Max Crosby, a good defensive line. You don't got good corners. You don't got good linebackers. You don't have a good quarterback. There's so much that they need that I think for Pete Carroll to be fired over this, maybe Chip Kelly's gone, but I think you got to. There's a lot that's got to change in Las Vegas.
But how long are you going to wait for that? He's 73. How long are you waiting for that? 5 years? 3 years? You can't wait that long.
That man is
Tom Brady's not going to let this happen under his watch.
Oh, bullshit. Tom Brady, he let a karate guy take his wife. Relax. Okay? First off, I'll say this too. He is 73 years old, and he's in better shape than we are. So if you're going to talk about time and age and stuff like that, that man, he's Benjamin Button, if anything. He's going back, okay? Right. So, no, I just, it sucks because we had all these hopes, like I said in week 1, and we were like, okay, here comes the Raiders. You got to give the time. They got to get draft and free agencies. And
I ain't got time. He ain't got time. He's too old.
And why would you want them to be good? Let them be bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just a benefit for you. So
let them be bad. In our division. Yeah, but
you're like over here being like, they need to clear. No, just let them be bad. That's an easy 2 wins right there.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Well, you're talking a lot of star key players here. Let's talk over to our fantasy results. Tim, how did we end up with fantasy this week?
Oh, brother. I was up by, I think, 6 or 9 points. Ended up getting beat by 40-some. Yep. He had Dak and CD. Dak went off for about 35. CD went off for, 20. I woke up this morning and looked at him and went, this guy is beating me. Both times we played each other by a combined score of about 70 points. He has 3 victories this year, 2 of them against me.
Oof.
I hope he doesn't win out and I lose out because he'll get the tiebreaker and I'll be in last. But I'm still in 6th. I'm hanging by a thread.
A hair, yeah.
With 3 weeks left.
Oh boy. Well, Anthony, you have CD on your team. Did he save you yesterday?
No. I'm going to start saying this. I still lost, and this segment is starting to suck a little bit. It's not good for the self-esteem, okay? Right. I've actually started to run on a treadmill recently, and that just shows where my self-esteem is, okay? Because people that run are absolutely crazy. I hate it, but I'm kind of preparing in case I get in last place and some people comment and say, hey, you should run a mile, fatty. I'll be ready. Okay, might take me an hour, but I'll be there.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, this sucks. The confidence level is not very high on the team. I don't know how to replace players because when I go into a week, I'm projected 140 some points, 150 points, and then we come out walking away with 120. And when you play people that are having their career on against me, it is what it is. I'm first in points still. Hey, that could pay for the league if I could still win that out. But I'm first with points against, and that has to change if I want to make the playoffs. I don't even know if I'm talking about playoffs. I'm just trying to not get last place.
What's your record, Anthony?
I have 7 losses.
So you're 4-7. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've played 11 games.
I've lost 5 in a row. I was 4-2, and
Right.
I've lost 5 in a row.
Oh.
Yeah, not great. So
not what you want.
Yeah, this segment's kind of suck. I would love to win 5 in a row at this point, kind of get going, but no, I'm actually doing the opposite.
Well, hopefully you can continue to succeed, and the next person just has an average week.
Don't bank on it.
Okay, well, in other news, Jamar Chase got suspended 1 game for spitting. Now, we saw this earlier this season, but are we surprised by this, Anthony?
I'm not. And here's the difference between the Jalen Carter and his spit. Jalen Carter was right after the kickoff. So he didn't even play a snap. So that is a 1-game suspension. He was out that whole game. This one, Jamar Chase played, then went into a press conference and said, I never spit at him. I never did that. Bud, we have 10K, whatever the hell these cameras are these days. We can see it. And you obviously spit at him. This is not a good look for the NFL. This has to stop. We have to stop the spitting. Because out in public, if you did that, it's a battery charge. It's a battery. It's a felony for spitting at someone. Stop it. It is the ultimate level of disrespect in it. But yeah, Jamar Chase now getting suspended is kind of like even more of a shitty thing for fantasy owners because they hadn't had a quarterback for how long, and then now you're getting suspended over spitting at someone, you dumb. I would be mad if I had Jamar Chase. You know what? I'm hoping I'm playing someone that's got Jamar Chase because that would be like the fantasy gods help me out, but I'm probably not. Let's be real.
Probably not. No. Tim, how did you feel about this? Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I mean, I know your team's not doing well, and he might have said something, but you can't lose your cool on that. Come on, I mean, and I think this is, okay, 1 game. This team ain't going anywhere anyway, so it ain't gonna really hurt them, But here's the deal, too. Mr. Joe Burrow is trying to get back on the field, and he had a hell of an injury, and he's trying to get back on the field, by week, I don't know, 13 or 14, and you pull this BS. Come on, guy. Come on. You're not a teammate then. Come on. I have one question for you, Anthony. What would be worse? What would be worse if you got spit on or you got hit in the sack?
I'm still saying spitting because nut taps and all that crap have been like a little bit of one of those things where you're like, oh, gotcha. And you're like, it hurts. But when you spit at someone, it's so disrespectful. Like, it's so disrespectful. What about you?
I think I would rather be spit on because if somebody hits you in the sack, you're going down. You can't catch him or that person. You're not going to be able to catch that person. So if you get spit on, you can at least have an attempt to maybe tackle them to the ground and do what you need to do. If you get hit in the sack, you're not getting up. I'm not going to get up. I don't know about you, but I would never be able to get up. So now that guy can run off or that person can run off and you're not going to be able to catch him unless you can catch him the next time you see him out in public. Then you can do what you need to do.
I would say this is the difference of getting caught though. Like you're not going to see an NFL player do that unless in a scrum or whatever. But like spitting in someone's face, we're going to see it every single time. Every single time we're going to see that come through. So, and it's just bad breath. You got a mouthpiece in, it's probably got bad breath. You get spit on, you're like, it's a smell that you can't get out of your face. So yeah, no.
Okay, well, in other news, is Shador bad or was it the Baltimore Ravens? Was it his first game? Should we give him some grace? I feel like there's a lot of heat over this. Anthony, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't think it's that he's bad. Dylan Gabriel looked as bad as he did before Dylan Gabriel went out. Okay, he also got thrown into a game that he was probably not expecting to play. Oh, and then the final thing is Baltimore's defense is pretty solid. Okay,
Yeah.
they're getting back with these injuries are coming back. Kyle Hamilton doing the wrist right after sacking him, pretty solid coming from Notre Dame and everything. No, I don't think it's that he's bad. I honestly wouldn't even blame any Cleveland quarterback because not one Cleveland quarterback has been successful. They've been successful after they left. Even Joe Flacco looks really old playing for them. I think it's an organizational problem. I don't think it's Shedeur. Keep it going. But
Yeah.
you know what? And one thing I'll say real quick too about him, use your legs. Use your legs more often. Get going. If the first, the second read ain't there, your offensive line ain't gonna let you get to the third read. Get going. Start running.
Yeah. Do you agree, Tim? Him coming in mid-game with the already pressure as it was it fair?
It wasn't. I mean, did he take any of the first team snaps?
Yeah.
You know, this is the big deal right now. Well, it shouldn't have mattered. Yeah, it does. Because if you're not taking the first team snaps, you're not with the first team, and you're with the practice squad. I mean, no, he's got to. I want to see this week what he does. And I agree with you, Anthony. I think he needs to maybe do what you were doing in Colorado, because that worked in Colorado. You were running with your legs and also getting out of the pressure and moving out of the pocket and throwing the ball down the field. I think it's just that, and I hope Stefanski puts him in the right situations.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal: we didn't want him. We don't want him. The owner wanted him. So I don't think he'll try to sabotage him by saying, well, I'm not going to give him much to play with, because his job will be on line as well. But I think another week with this week with the first team, I don't know who they've got this week that they're playing. With that defense, if they get a decent quarterback with that defense, watch out. Watch out.
Yeah, Myles Garrett is having a record year.
Oh, my God.
It means nothing. Honestly,
It doesn't.
nothing.
Right.
And
right.
final thing, too, I'll say is when you were saying if they started the year with, 5 quarterbacks on the roster?
Right.
And they're already down to, like, you know what I mean? Like, they've ran through every one of them. That just shows how bad the offensive line is.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I will say I feel bad for Shedeur a little bit because he can't catch a break. It also was reported that his house got broken into on Sunday.
Yeah.
So the poor guy just can't catch a break.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope his luck turns around, and hopefully this week we can see some highlights out of him. He deserves it at this point.
Don't bank on that either.
All right, well, let's move on to the power rankings for the NFL after this week. We have some new teams and new slots and a couple of teams in the same. So starting off in the number 1 slot, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. A new number 2 team, we have the Rams. A new number 3, the Colts moved down, which is interesting because they had a bye. So we know how we feel about that. And then in a new number 4 slot, we have the Seahawks. And in a brand new number 5 slot, Tim, let me hear you. We got the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, about time. We had to beat the Chiefs to make the top 5. This is outrage. I'm outraged about this, but I'm glad that they made it. It's about time. I guess we had to win a formidable opponent to get this, but we finally got it. Now hey boys, we'll probably drop out because we have a bye this week, so we'll probably drop out of the top 5. But at least we made it.
Yep.
Well, and Anthony, let me hear you, because the Vikings are in slot number 20.
Yeah, all right. Yep, there it is. There it is.
Woo!
Well, at least we're not 32, so that's always good.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
I'm surprised the Bears aren't up here pretty soon.
Well, they got to be getting close. They got to be getting close.
Any other thoughts you guys have on this? I'll let you have the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with the Broncos being top 5. I think the Chiefs are right behind them at 6 or like 7. They're right there. I don't understand that after another loss. I do agree though. I think the Bears have to be on the edge now because you were putting Green Bay up here. You were putting the
Right. You had the Lions too. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah. Good old Cameron FaceTime, and there we go.
Oh,
Tim, why don't I kick it over to you while he deals with that?
Yeah, well, and you know who's not in the top 5? New England. I think New England needs some love there, but I guess who are you taking out? I mean, the Rams move up, and they barely beat Seattle. I don't understand why Seattle's in there still.
Yeah.
But I mean, Darnold threw 4 interceptions. You barely beat Seattle at home, and Darnold throws 4 interceptions. They're 1 field goal away from losing that game if he could connect on the 63-yarder. I don't get how they moved up, and I don't get that one. I don't. And Seattle should be in the top 5. I'm sorry, they are what they are, and they don't go any farther than what with Sam Darnold. If they make the playoffs, I don't know.
Yeah, Anthony, what are your 2 cents?
Yeah, I was just going to say about the Seahawks as well. I think we're now kind of starting to question Sam Darnold a little bit. And we saw what he looked like in the playoffs. So we'll see how they do. That defense, though, is pretty solid for them.
Yeah. That's the only thing told them.
Yep.
Well, now we got the power rankings for this week. We move on to Thursday night football. We have the Buffalo Bills versus Houston Texans. And pretty much from here on out, the Bills have to win every single game to stay relevant. So, Tim, give me your first 2 cents about this.
Yeah, I mean, is Buffalo going to have to – is Josh Allen going to have to score 6 touchdowns every week? God, I hope not, because I don't think he could do that. I mean, but they're playing Houston, or they're playing the backup quarterback, Davis Mills. I don't know if this is at Houston, but they got to come out. I mean, they got to play better. I mean, they beat Tampa Bay, which Tampa Bay's ravaged with injuries, but so isn't Houston. If it's at Houston, I think they got a shot. I mean, anytime on Thursday nights, it seems like, except for last week, the underdog is always coming in to cover. So watch that.
Okay.
Well, this one will be interesting too because Houston's defense is pretty solid.
Yeah.
So going against the team that just scored 6 touchdowns and what could do any wrong, I will say this, not because of fantasy, but they have to utilize a running back, whether it's Ty Johnson or James Cook, because that looked pretty well last week. Both of them scored, Ty Johnson and James Cook. I think that'll help as well.
Well, I mean, come playoff time, they're going to have to use – they can't – because also Josh Allen had 2 interceptions, and that 1 interception was a shovel. That's the old Josh Allen. He cannot keep doing that. He cannot. And he can't do it for 6 touchdowns. I'm sorry. He can't do it. They'll get beaten. They'll get beaten the division round. They continue that.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. Is Josh Allen going to repeat, or is he going to utilize his team more? All right, Anthony, I hope you're ready. Let's talk about the college football top 10 rankings.
Yep, number 1. So this is the top 25 AP because the college football playoff projection will come out tonight as we're recording on Tuesday night. Number 1 is Ohio State. Number 2, Indiana. Number 3, Texas A&M. That stays the same, okay?
Yep.
Number 4 is Georgia. Number 5 is Ole Miss. Number 6 is Oregon. Number 7 is Texas Tech. Number 8 is Oklahoma. Number 9, Notre Dame. And number 10, Alabama.
Ooh.
Dropping all the way from number 4 to number 10. So, yeah, Notre Dame stays the same. I thought that was kind of, I thought they should have made a little bit of a jump as well. But at the same time, everyone else above them, they're winning quality games as well.
Yeah. Well, Tim, let me get your thoughts on that. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, the Oklahoma jumping up that high. I mean, you've seen that. They beat the number 4 team in Alabama. Alabama just slid down just a little bit out of it, So, and Notre Dame, I think they're going to stay right there. I think everybody at the top is going to knock each other off, and that's how Notre Dame, if they can win out, will move up, especially the CFP. I'm still behind them getting a home game. I think they're still going to get a home game.
So I gotta go on a little over rant real quick right here because the college football playoff projection is going to come out, and I'm tired of hearing about this Miami. Well, Miami beat Notre Dame, so why isn't Miami higher than them? Because a part of this is called the eye test, okay? And Notre Dame, since week 1, has got better. Can you say the same thing about Miami? Can you? No, you can't. Okay? You also barely beat them. You kicked a field goal at home to beat them. Okay? You have the same record as Notre Dame, but you were a double, double or whatever. You were more than 10 points favorites at home and on the road to those 2 losses. Okay? We played the number 3 team in the nation right now, and we lost by 1 point. We lost to Miami by 3 points because you kicked a field goal at the end. I'm tired of hearing about Miami. You are in the worst conference. You know what? Independent is a stronger conference than the ACC. Okay? Because you know why I say that? Notre Dame is beating all of those ACC teams that you guys are priding yourselves on. I'm tired of it. If you're literally trying to argue that Notre Dame, because you beat them week 1, now, do I think the college football playoffs, those people, committee, has a, yeah, they have the problem. Because if then, why would you ever want to play Notre Dame? They're out of conference. Why would you want to play them? Even if we beat them, we're going to get penalized, obviously, like Miami. I get why they are. I think Miami deserves to be in. But also, too, like Notre Dame, stop shitting on Notre Dame to try to make your team look better because you beat them on a last-second field goal. I'm tired of it. Stu Scott's, or no, what's the Dan Lebertard?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's with Dan Lebertard.
Yes.
And the guy that I think he's his producer. That's on there. Yeah, he went nuts about this. He really thinks that Miami should be higher than Notre Dame. Do you not remember that you got beat by Louisville, and then you got beat by an unranked team in SMU? That's your 2 losses, buddy.
Yep.
That's your 2 losses. Hey, you got no leg to stand on. We got beat by 2 teams that were in the top 25, and now one of them is the number 3 team in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I'll tell you,
it's all about. Sorry.
And I'll say this real quick too. Give us Miami. Give us Miami. Neutral site, wherever. I don't care. Go play it back in Miami. Because this Notre Dame team, you faced CJ Carr that had never taken a snap, and you got him. And then Texas A&M, we should have tied or whatever that game could have been, a field goal that we fumbled a snap. That's the difference in that.
Yep.
Yes, it's just people are like,
I seen the same thing too, and I just shook my head like, are you kidding me? You're fighting over this is what you're gonna fall on the sword of? Was this? This is what you're gonna go down on? Is because you think that since they both have the same records, they should be higher? I don't get it.
And when we talk about consistency, Miami is not that. They started out high, sure, because they knocked down Notre Dame, but then they have sloped down to the bottom of the rankings, and now they're trying to climb their way up because there's no ACC clear division champion. So they're trying to make themselves relevant now. And it's just like, you haven't been consistent all season. Notre Dame's gotten better every single week, and they continue to pound these teams into the dirt. It's a lot of disrespect because they hate us because they ain't us. Ain't that right?
I totally agree. And I think that's what this whole thing is because if Notre Dame doesn't make it to the national championship last year, and they still, these people are like, oh, Ohio State, like they just beat the shit. They beat the shit out of everyone going to the national championship, okay? Yeah. Like they were very, very good, okay? So I just don't understand it. When people do this, they just sound dumb. Like I get it. I'm like favoring Notre Dame because I'm a fan of them. But also at the same time, when Notre Dame didn't look good, I'm also saying they don't look good.
Right.
Like I don't understand this. I think Notre Dame should have a home game by this whole thing shaking out. I think Notre Dame is a top 5 to top 6 team in the nation right now, and I can't wait for playoff time because I'm more confident about the Notre Dame team this year than I was of last year. And they made their way to the national championship. I'm not saying they're going to do it again. I just feel more comfortable with this team.
Yeah.
And another thing too, Miami, you might not even make the ACC championship.
Yes.
You've got to make that. If you want any shot at this, you've got to make to the ACC championship. You can't even make it to there.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
And here's my final thing real quick. If Miami would have lost week 1 but went undefeated in the ACC, they would be ranked higher than them. But you lost to your own conference that is the worst, the worst conference in college football in the Power 5.
Right. Power 5, yes. Yeah.
Like they're the worst. And honestly, now I'm hearing a lot of people saying that the Big 12 should be the one that gets 2 teams. Because you got Texas Tech, and what about BYU?
Yeah.
What about and they're gonna have to face each other in the championship. So I agree with that more than people say Miami deserves to be in there. Miami's an easy win.
Yeah.
If they get in, they're gonna get the other team's got an easy win.
Yeah, well, they got to get there first. So we'll see how that plays out, and hopefully this will hush the Miami people for a little while.
And you know what? They got to beat a Pitt team that we just spanked, and I don't know if they will.
Yeah. Well, and Pitt's all about, we got to win these next 2 games. So that's a whole nother conversation.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's move on into some other news of college football. We have some actually exciting news, and I'm happy to say this. James Franklin has been hired to be the head coach for the ACC, Virginia Tech. I'm very excited for him, but this also means that Penn State is now off the hook for paying him in his off term. Tim, how do you feel about this? Are you happy for James?
I'm happy that he got another job because you don't never want to see anybody get fired.
Except for Brian.
Except for Brian. Yes, except for Brian. But this is all going to be the same. It's the same. He's just a retread, and now he's not more likely not going to get the money that he needs to make that program a powerhouse like it used to be back probably 20, 30 years ago. I don't know how much donation because that's what the landscape of college football is now, is how much money you can pump into them colleges.
Yeah.
Look at Texas Tech. They're now in the top 10, and they pumped a lot of money into that thing. I don't know if there's going to be enough boosters to pump enough money to get the recruits there to make a difference in that at that school. I really don't know.
Okay.
And he still got the deal of, can he win the big one?
Right. Well, I feel like this conference kind of opens the door for him, as we just talked about.
That's true. That's true.
Anthony, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, it's like we were talking about this last night, because you just said what I think it's the best conference to go into. You don't want to go back into the Big Ten. You definitely don't want to go into the SEC. So why not go to, like I said, the worst conference of the Power Five? The Sandman, bring it back. I hope he does well, because when Virginia Tech's good, that's a scary, scary place to play. I've seen so many videos of people that don't watch football, watch the Virginia Tech, why they come out, and just get chills. I can only imagine. It also takes Penn State. They still have to pay him. I think it's $9 million now instead of the 30 some that he was owed. Was it 50? But
I thought it was 50.
But tons of money that he was supposed to. Now they don't even have to pay it. Now it kind of questions whether the whole time they were like, he's too expensive to fire. No. Like, what is it? 5 weeks later, 6 weeks later, and you're already off the hook. No, I hope he does well there. Honestly, the ACC's up for grabs anyways.
Yeah.
Yep, it could be a turning point for them, and that'll be exciting to see next year. Okay, well, I'm going to kick it off to Anthony first because I want Tim's closing thoughts on this other news. Lane Kiffin causing Ole Miss athletic director wanting clarity. Anthony, give me some more details about what that means.
Yeah, so I saw that his family was in Gainesville, so does that mean Florida is trying to get Lane Kiffin? There's all these conversations. Lane Kiffin's a hot topic, even for the NFL. Let's be 100% honest. The Giants position could be his. So obviously this is pissing Ole Miss off because they're like, we just signed you. This should have ended all these conversations.
Okay.
Why are you still fueling the fire of all these things? I will say I think Lane Kiffin stays at Ole Miss. I truly do. I think he's got a good thing going right now. I think he gets anything he wants. And I think right now the only problem that he's having, and if he was smart, which he's not, he would literally just say, I'm staying at Ole Miss. I will say this is Lane Kiffin to a T.
Yeah.
Because this is causing chaos. It's like he just loves to be the villain. And I think when it all shakes out, he's going to stay at Ole Miss. I don't think he actually goes off to any of these places. But yeah, the AD was just saying, I want to know I want to know a decision by a certain date, because there is coaches out there. And if we need to go replace one, we don't want to be the last one replacing.
No, 100%. Totally get that.
But if he is smart, if he is smart, he would go to Florida last second, because then that kills Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And all that stuff as well. So, but I think he stays at Ole Miss.
He's a hot topic. We talk about him all the time, and obviously he's stirring up drama across, all teams. So, Tim, how do you feel about this? Should Lane stay, or should he adventure elsewhere?
I think he should I think he's done as much as he possibly can at Ole Miss. I think he's got to go somewhere else, whether that be Florida, LSU, or somewhere else. He's got to go somewhere else. I just don't think there's enough money involved at Ole Miss. They're not pumping. Like we just said with James Franklin, they're just not pumping the money into some of the Florida. They will pump the money. I can guarantee it. You got a basketball team that just came off a national championship.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they want it in football as well, and they are starving for it. They ain't had one since Tim Tebow in the 90s. You damn right. They'll pump any kind of money into that program as much as they possibly can. And to get Lane Kiffin there, he's yeah. I see him going to Florida. I really do.
1 second though. So you're saying if you're Lane Kiffin, you would choose Florida over LSU? Because LSU's got more money.
But when you got the governor, they're in turmoil right now at Baton Rouge. You got the governor getting involved with your stuff. You don't want that. They are hot garbage right now. I would rather go to Florida. I think that you can get better. I think you can get more recruits down there because Florida is just loaded with great talent down there. I know you're going to be picking from a lot of players down there, but they could pump a lot of money in there. Like I said, they won a national championship in basketball. Don't worry. You don't think the football program wants to say, hey, what about us? Let's go, baby.
And I'm going to throw this one up there, too. What about Penn State?
No, I'm saying that, you jerk.
Are you going to say Penn State? Because they got all the money.
If we're going to say James was
and they're putting it in their stadium as well, too, on top of that, and pumping. But no, I think he stays in the SEC. There's too much going on in the SEC. I mean, they like Stern, and he does too. He does.
Oh yeah.
He's talking to the sideline reporter after the game last week, and I think she was trying to ask him which way he was heading, and he deflected that question, and he deflected everything to the team, and blah blah blah. But sometimes when significant others go down to, oh, guess what? I seen Peyton Manning looking at houses in Denver, or I see him doing this or that. Sometimes that doesn't come to fruition, but I think he needs to go to Florida. I really do, and turn that program around. I think that they've got enough assets. I think they can give him enough assets to get him in the college football playoffs. If not next year, the following year.
Yeah, no, I just think it's all smoke. It's all smoke, and all is going to happen is we're wishing for this. But let's be real. It's going to be Ole Miss, and that's how it's going to stay.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is episode 162. We recapped the Sunday and Monday Night Football and the power rankings in the NFL. And then we have always good little drama coming out of the college football. So we talked about that as well. And the top 10 ranking. Remember, as we're recording, the college football playoff prediction will be coming out. So we'll be bringing that up on Thursday. Because trust me, I didn't even get all of it out about the Miami and other teams as well as like that. So we'll be back on Friday where we're talking must-watch games as well. If you like what we do, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy it, and we'll see you guys on Friday.